Get more information. They is letting it be known they is coming for a championship. Kelly and Stephanie is focused. They finna put together a team to go after all these big teams in the W. They already got the big three: Kelsey, Aaliyah Boston, and none other than the queen of the court, Caitlin Clark. They is coming for blood.
Caitlin Clark, did you hear what Stephanie White had to say about Kelsey Mitchell? They're coming for blood. Fans are going crazy about it, and with good reason. This could be the turning point for the Indiana Fever. But wait, there's more to this story than meets the eye. The return of Mitchell, not only is it wonderful news, but it has a twist that no one anticipated that might transform the game. When you have a core three like we have, you hear that that's the sound of Fever fans going crazy, so you're going to want to hear this. R and Kelly are just discussing players and evaluations prior to us coming out here, and building quality depth is going to be crucial. Can you believe what Stephanie White just revealed about Kelsey Mitchell? Everyone is talking about Mitchell's return, so let's go back a little. Remember, when the Fever was the League Dead's laughingstock? It was painful to watch, right? Then something changed and White began talking about a core three. You may be wondering, core three, but who is she referring to?
Kelsey Mitchell, who I think has weathered the storm of Indiana Fever basketball, and I felt like had the best year of her career, this year. And really, when you think about teams, you think about a core three, right? You think about a big three. And to be able to work with that big three and continue to work and put pieces around them to compete for a championship back in my home state, it couldn't have aligned any better.
Caitlin Clark, you've undoubtedly seen her perform. She's not simply talented, she's changing the course of history. Boston's Aaliyah, she is undoubtedly a force in the paint and is giving her opponents nightmares. But it's the third spot where things start to get interesting. Because of this, she intends to build around a core three, one of whom is Kelsey Mitchell, which means that she will remain there and Caitlin Clark will also be there. Fans are stressing out trying to figure out who it may be. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and the other three All-Stars will all still be there. Hull, Lexi Wheeler, Erica the rumor mill may be going crazy over a huge free agent signing, but this is where it gets really exciting because White confirms it. Just take a moment to process the news that Kelsey Mitchell will be returning.
Kelsey Mitchell's younger by a year and she's in Indiana already, so why not get rid of her? Or say, why not keep her? But of the other shooting guards, you got Taurasi, who's going to retire probably. If not, she's going to stay. You got Erica Wheeler, who they're not giving another max to.
Now, you might be wondering why fans are going crazy over Mitchell's return. Well, let me explain. Last season, Mitchell was on fire when she was on the court, and the Fever were a different team. They actually looked like they belonged in the WNBA, but without her, it was like watching a completely different squad. And here's the thing, Mitchell isn't just good, she's elite. The insiders are saying that she's arguably the best shooting guard in the upcoming free agency, and that's what she'll do with Clark and Boston by her side. I think everyone knew we were going to run it back, because look at the 2025 WNBA free agents. It seems like they've seen the future, and Kelsey Mitchell is the best at that shooting guard position. The team is all in on Mitchell, not just hoping she'll stay, but fully committed to making it happen. As new head coach Stephanie White put it, Mitchell is at the center of it, and you can tell she means business when she talks about the team's core trio.
Incredibly competitive players, and there's a fire and a mentality that you can't teach when it comes to competitive spirit, and when it comes to being a great teammate, and when it comes to lifting those up around you, and watching both of them grow into not just the players that they are, but grow into the spotlight that they have, how they lead, how they make their teammates better, how they lift one another up, how they've handled all of the things that have come their way.
Not only is this fantastic news, it's a game. We're talking about a potential dynasty in the making. The Fever aren't just aiming to be competitive, they're gunning for the top. And with Mitchell locked in as part of this core three, the rest of the league better watch out. So, yeah, there's absolutely no way that they're going to let her go. There's absolutely no way. But hold on, because there's more to this story. You might think everything's perfect now, right? Mitchell's back, the core three is set. What could go wrong? Well, that's where things get really interesting because there's a twist that nobody saw coming, and it's got everyone on edge. Want to know what it is? Stick around, because you're not going to believe what's coming next. Think the WNBA is about to get turned on its head? You bet. It is the Fever just put together a trio that's going to make waves across the league. But here's the kicker: this combo's got everyone talking, and not just because they're good. Want to know why insiders can't stop buzzing about Mitchell joining Clark and Boston? Let's break it down.
Was right after the Olympic break, where she then went super hot. She became arguably the best two guard in the league for like a 10-game stretch until Sidesball took over. And the fact with a competent coach having her playing more off the ball with Aaliyah Boston. So
what makes these three so unique, then, is how well they work together. Boston is a nightmare in the paint, grabbing boards and swatting shots like it's nothing, and Mitchell is the spark that ignites this whole thing. Her speed and shooting are unmatched, and I believe the more that core stays together, the more that big three with Kelsey does well. Clark's incredible vision and range keep defenses guessing. It's difficult to guard all three of them, especially if you have a balanced team playing defense and it's shooting around them. So imagine this on the court. The more opportunities for the players not named Caitlin Clark to benefit from being a part of that team and playing alongside her, the better the Indiana Fever's chances of winning if Kelsey Mitchell is in uniform. Clark is giving out help in droves. As if they were meant to play together, Boston is controlling the paint and Mitchell is slicing through defenses like they're not even there. When these three get going, opposing teams won't be able to tell what hit him.
if Kelsey Mitchell's making those cuts, if she decides she doesn't want to be Julian Newman anymore, she doesn't want to be a worse Arike, and she decides she wants to be the best cutter the game is probably, she can be the best cutter the game has seen. Because like Fee Collier is the best cutter in the W, but when you've got the speed of Kelsey Mitchell with the willingness to cut, like she could be absolutely like unbelievable if she can do that for a season.
You're trying to protect this trio. Good luck with that. Focus on Clark, and Mitchell's going to burn, and you're trying to lock down the paint. If you can somehow slow them down, Boston will feast down low. Stephanie White has very clear intentions that we are building around the three, and the players we get are there to complement them. But this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just that they're good individually, it's that they improve each other's game. Together, they're not just adding to each other's game, they're multiplying it.
For Kelsey as well, that core group of players that we saw, very, very likable. And Kelsey, you know, an all-star this year, has been an all-star before, but beyond just the selection to the all-star team, the stage that she is on in Indiana is much greater.
And get this, the Fever are aiming for numerous titles, not just the playoffs, with Boston and Mitchell Clark heading the push. Not only is Kelsey Mitchell an Indiana Fever superstar, but she is also their secret weapon. When she plays, the team goes from struggling to contending, and it's as if she flips a switch to make everyone on the team play at a different level. Kelsey is also an all-star this year and has been an all-star before, but her stage presence in Indiana is much bigger than just being selected to the all-star team. This is where things get really interesting. The effect of Mitchell Go's method. She not only scores goals, but also serves as the team's energy. Her off-ball movement is remarkable, and when combined with players like Ala Boston, the Fever becomes a formidable force.
The Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark look for Kelsey Mitchell.
Now, you may be wondering what makes Mitchell so unique. The answer is straightforward. She is the team's heart and soul. When the game is on the line, everyone looks to Mitchell because she makes big plays, remains composed under pressure, and inspires her teammates. The truth is that Aya Boston and Caitlin Clark search for Kelsey Mitchell. Let's also discuss how Mitchell compares to other free agents. Take Erica Wheeler, for instance. With her shooting prowess, established role in Indiana, and ideal fit with the Fever system, Mitchell surpasses Erica Wheeler. As players, I would say Kelsey Plum and Kelsey Mitchell are equal. Since Kelsey Mitchell is already in Indiana and is a year younger than you, why not get rid of her, or more accurately, why not keep her? But of the other shooting CS, you have Erica Wheeler, who hasn't been awarded another max, and Tarasai, who is likely to resign. If not, she will remain. Ariel's power is far from being as strong. Although she is an Indiana player with good skills, Lexi Hall may not be the best fit for the Big Three because of her current commitment to another league, which further restricts her compatibility with the Big Three. She also doesn't quite match the impact or skill level of a player like Caitlin Clark.
Look, Lexi Hull is smart. Lexi Hull is making more from her unrivaled contract than she would make realistically, even post. Even because, like, look, other than a 10-game stretch where she just got nuclear hot, she has been a terrible shooter in her career. She hasn't been great in her career. So she's going to make more money from just that unrivaled deal and all the brand deals than she will make even post CBA if she wasn't playing for Indiana.
However, there's a catch that has everyone worried. The Fever's championship dreams are all riding on Mitchell, and without her, the explosive trio we discussed earlier falls apart, which is what keeps fans up at night because, in basketball, as in life, nothing is ever certain when so much depends on one player. Things get really tense, and everyone is wondering if Mitchell can handle the pressure and lead the Fever to glory. Remember how we said that Mitchell's return was a sure thing? Well, hold on to your seats because there's a twist that has everyone on edge. Mitchell is playing basketball in China halfway around the world, and let me tell you, it's not all fun and games there. Kelsey is reportedly a member of another Big Three team there, which is why she wasn't there, guys. The Chinese women's hoop show has a video of a Big Three team there, and that's how they caption the video, so you might be wondering, what's the big deal? But here's where it gets really interesting. Playing in China is a completely different ball game. The intensity, pressure, and style of play are all turned up to 11, and that's where the worry comes in the risk of injury. It's not just about the physical toll. Mental strain, jet lag, and various training regimens can all contribute to a player becoming more prone to injury. One poor move, one bad landing, and the Fever's dreams could come crashing down before the season even begins.
And I do think there are scenarios, like, I don't know what happens if she goes and gets herself injured in...
Now, you may be wondering what Fever management is doing about this. They're watching Mitchell like hawks, probably biting their fingernails in the hopes that she survives, because they know that without Mitchell, that dream of a championship might as well be a castle in the sky. Of course, nothing has been official, and if she goes and tears her ACL in, for example, in China, things change. So they won't say that we're keeping Kelsey Mitchell or even put words in her mouth that she's sure to stay. But ultimately, look, we're all watching. Is it worth it? The million-dollar conundrum is this. Mitchell is jeopardizing all the Fever has created while also gaining crucial experience in keeping in game form. It's like playing Russian roulette with your franchise player, but this is where it gets really hot. Even with all this risk, the Fever is fully committed to Mitchell and aren't even flinching, which tells you everything you need to know about how important she is to this team. It's about what she represents, the future, the hope, the potential for greatness. What if the Fever offered Mitchell a maximum deal even if she gets hurt? It would be like saying, we believe in you so much, we're willing to bet everything on you.
It might just add a loyalty. They honestly might just, out of absolute loyalty, give her the max deal anyway, because even if she's injured, they can put her on the suspended contract and just keep her there. And
so there you have it then. One thing is certain, the WNBA has become far more intriguing, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Mitchell's return is a high-stakes bet that could make or ruin the Fever's entire season. Will it pay off, or will everything fall apart? Kelsey. This club that was at the bottom of the league may soon be contending for titles, and Mitchell's comeback to the Fever is looking like a game-changer. They F to be the hottest team in the W for this 2025 season, and they F to put the beast on teams. It's going to be late, I'm telling you all now. It's like we're watching a basketball fairy tale happen in front of us. Gather your belongings. This 2025 season is going to be spectacular, so book your flight and travel all the way up to Indiana. However, this is where things start to become really interesting. What makes this so intriguing is that the Fever is taking a significant risk, and we're all wondering if it will pay out, if their aspirations will come true, or if they will fail before the season even begins. You won't want to miss a moment of what is going to become an even more fascinating WNBA. Just give it some thought. One thing is certain. The Fever is going all in, and we're going to witness something special. Are you ready for the fireworks? Mitchell Clark and Boston could be shattering records left and right. Next season, we might see Mitchell solidify her status as one of the top shooting guards in the league, and who knows, maybe she'll even be in the running for All-Star.